Hey y'all, it's Caitlin, and this is my top wants for 2020. Now, Funko Wants for 2020. I know this was my first video last year, was my top 2019 wants that I want, lines that I wished Funko would do. And I said I would be the first one. This year I lied. It's like the third. So, I apologize, but I'm late, but I'm doing it. So anyway, because I thought it would be fun. But before I get to it, let me go ahead and give the speech again. I'm not complaining to Funko about not getting these particular pops in. Funko has so many different licenses. They work every day to get more licenses so they can make more pops and more products based on it. And honestly, they work their asses off to get it sometimes. So frankly, I understand that they would probably make these pops if they could, if the licensor allows them to. I'm not someone who is... There have been plenty of people over the years have really bitched to Funko about, why haven't you made this one? Why haven't you made that one? Da 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 da. It's not that they don't want to, it's that they probably can't right now. And of course, there is a business prospect. They have to think about how many people would actually want it. But it's a business. They have a certain way, a certain legal way that they have to run it. So, to everyone bitching about them about this stuff, stop. Please. But anyway, so this is my top wants of 2020. By the way, my top wants of 2019 never happened. None of them came true, at least not yet. So, who knows, maybe we'll have some more luck this year. Now, I'm going to start off with the one that's least likely, to me, that I see is least likely, and that is Martin Mystery. Now, if you watched last year, I did Totally Spies. Martin Mystery is made by the same people who made Totally Spies, but it's a completely different show. The most basic way I can describe Martin Mystery, think about Scooby-Doo on steroids. Okay? Martin Mystery was a show about a teenage kid named Martin Mystery who went to a boarding school in Canada along with his stepsister Diana, and they were friends with Java the Caveman, who worked at the school as a custodian person, maintenance person, whatever. The reason Java was a caveman, and the reason that they knew he was a caveman, was because the three of them worked for a place called the Center, which is the world's largest paranormal investigation group. Basically, they monitor the world, and anytime something really suspicious pops up, their boss sends them on a mission to figure it out. So they battle everything from ghosts, zombies, monsters, aliens, you name it. They've had an episode about it. I guarantee you, slime monsters, everything you can imagine, they had an episode about it. And it's awesome. Martin is kind of a jerk, but not in like a bad sense. He's a bit of a know-it-all. He thinks he's super attractive. He thinks he's a real ladies' man. He's not. He's a total dork is what he is. He knows video games, comic books, and just, cheesy crap like that. So every time they get sent on a mission, he's like, oh, I just saw this in a comic book, or oh, I just saw the movie about this. And Diana, his stepsister, is like, no, and then she gives the logical explanation. So Martin is very knowledgeable in the sense of he knows these creatures that they're fighting, and she's more knowledgeable in the sense of science and, well, logic. And, of course, Java is the heart and the strength of the group, physically. He's super strong and is able to break just about anything with his bare hands, but he's also a big, lovable teddy bear at the same time. I would love pops of those three, plus I would want a pop of Mom, Mystery Organization Manager. They're their boss. Her codename is Mom, and her right-hand person is a little green alien named Billy. So I would love a full-size pop of Mom with a little pocket-sized pop of Billy in the same box with her. That would be amazing. Plus, I kind of had a bit of a crush on Mom when I was a kid. It would just be cool to see. And I highly recommend, if you guys haven't seen Martin Mystery, to watch it, especially if you like, Scooby-Doo, any of those, like, Monster High, any of those weird, like, monsterish cartoons. You'll love Martin Mystery, I guarantee it. The next one I would love to see is the Spiderwick Chronicles. Now, I mentioned before, I'm not that great of a reader. I read every day, but I'm not very fast at it, and I'm not very good at it most of the time. Especially when I'm reading out loud. When I'm reading just by myself, I'm better, but not always. So when everyone else in my class was reading Harry Potter, the size of the books, not to mention the rules of the school where I had to read a certain amount of books by the end of the year and a certain amount of AR points. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up. I'm pretty sure they do it across America, but if you're outside of America and don't know what I'm talking about, look it up. But I would not have been able to read Harry Potter in 1 year. It took me 6 months to read a book that was like 1/4 the size of a Harry Potter book once. So when I was that young, so it wasn't a possibility. But I could read the Spiderwick Chronicles because they were like little bitty books, and it wasn't a picture book, but they did have illustrations throughout the book every now and then, and it was an amazing fantasy story, and I loved it so much. I would love pops of all three. By the way, there's a movie about it. I would recommend the books, but at the same time, I actually like the ending of the movie a lot better than I did the ending of the book. And also, if you're reading the book, if you see book number 4 like in store somewhere, just read like the last. Don't even buy it. Just read the last page, unless you want the complete set. Read like the last 2 pages and put it back on the book, and you'll have all the information you need for the 5th. Book number 4 was completely pointless, but anyway. It was cool, but it was completely pointless to the rest of the story. But the Spiderwick Chronicles was about these 3 kids who find themselves in their ancestral home, and they find out that fairies are real. Little creatures, not just like the little sprite-like people like Tinkerbell, but like just creatures, mythological creatures are real, and they're living around their house. And some of them aren't up to all that much good. I would love to see one of Jared with the field guide. Jared was the main character. He's the one who found the field guide, who told him about the fairies, and he's the one who figured everything out before either of his siblings did. And he was also, his other siblings thought of him as kind of stupid, kind of weird. Didn't really believe him at first, but he ended up being the hero of the story. And it's amazing. Also, it would kind of be cool to have one of Jared with the field guide and then one of him with the seeing stone. That would be amazing, honestly. I would also love to have one of Simon with one of his little pets. Simon was Jared's twin brother. Very, very smart and way big animal lover. He had just about anything he could as a pet. And then their older sister Mallory with her fencing sword. She was very athletic. She was obviously, the babysitter of her brothers when when her mom was away. But these 3 figure out that this stuff is real. Jared's not making it up. And there's fairies living inside their house. And they end up having to fight this gigantic evil together. So it's a really amazing story. Again, please read the book, not the movie. Maybe the last scene of the movie. But it's honestly very beautiful. But I would also really love it to be based off the illustrations from the book rather than the movie. But this is not going to happen, but Spiderwick's not going to happen. But if it does, it'll probably be based off the movie, unfortunately. But I'll still live with it. Number 3. Narnia. Now, I've never read Narnia books for the same reason that I've never read Harry Potter. There was too many of them, and I didn't think I would be able to read them in a single school year. And very rarely did I read in the summer. I don't know why, because I didn't have anything else to do, but I didn't. But I love the Narnia movie, specifically the first one. I would love to see one of all 4 of the kids. I feel like that one is more commonly known, so I'm not going to talk about each of the kids. But I would love to see one of each of them along with Aslan the lion. Now, Funko has shown that they can kind of do realistic animals with the Lion King. But we have seen that Funko can improve on sculpts over time. So, I don't know, I feel like they could take like the feedback they got from the Lion King and try to make it more pretty for Aslan if they ever decide to make one of him. Because, yeah, and they would have to make one flock, too, by the way. As well as the witch would be really cool, too. But mainly the 4 kids in Aslan would be the ones that I want the most. Number 2 and number 1 kind of go together. So I'm just going to talk about them both. I would put Birds of Prey, honestly, as number 4. Or number 2, rather. And Secret Six is number 1. Now, we've gotten the characters from Birds of Prey before. We've gotten Black Canary, we've gotten Huntress. We still need an Oracle. We've gotten Batgirl, several Batgirls, but we still need an Oracle. And it would be cool to get some of the other characters from Birds of Prey as well. Lady Sonja is the first one that comes to mind. That would be incredible to have. It would also be really cool to get one of, like, the Calculator, or even Sin, Black Canary's adopted daughter. If you don't know the story behind that, read the Birds of Prey comics. I promise you, they're good. But yeah, so we have gotten characters of Birds of Prey before, but we haven't gotten as many as I would wish. I would also really love to have a Salvin and Creolt pop. I know it's not going to happen. But Salvin and Creolt, when I started reading Birds of Prey, it was in Gail Simone's run. That was their first set of villains that they faced. So it would be amazing to me to have them. Plus, they turned good in the end. Spoiler. Later on, they added Lady Blackhawk to the list. Zinda would be amazing character to have. Just a phenomenal character, because she's so fucking badass. Oh my gosh. As well as Misfit. Misfit and Black Alice both would be incredible characters to get in pop form. Unfortunately, not very many people know of these characters. They were made specifically for this comic at first. And they're beautiful characters. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see as much character development as we possibly could have. But I would just love to see these characters get the well-deserved Funko Pop that they need. I'm not going to go too much into this because I have a feeling I'll do a Let's Talk Comics about it eventually. But yeah, same with Secret Six. I actually plan on doing a Secret Six Let's Talk Comics this month. So again, I'm not going to talk about too much. I'm just going to list a couple of the characters I would want. Catman, I've already talked about how I want a Catman. Scandal Savage, Knockout, a comic book version of Deadpool. Ragdoll would be incredible. Jeanette would be amazing. Mad Hatter, I don't know. I want to say they would have already done Mad Hatter, unless there's weird licensing with that one. Because, you know, Mad Hatter is a DC character, but he's also a Disney character, and he's also a fairy tale character. I don't know. There might be some problems with that licensing. I don't know. They made the Disney one, I think, a long time ago. But I would love to see that. Black Alice was in Secret Six for a little while, so she double dips there. And then in New 52, the story got revamped. Oh, and Bane. But we already got enough Bane pops to me. But the story was revamped, and we got some new characters. We got the new ventriloquist. We got Porcelain. I would love to see these characters in pop form. There's no, other than the Will Smith version of Deadpool, we don't have any of these characters in pop form. And I feel like it would be incredible. Most of them are very well known in the DC comic community, and I just feel like they freaking deserve pops already. Please. And we had an amazing year for DC pops last year. Yeah, the majority of them were Batman, but really and truly, it was one of the best years for pop collecting to me, because there were so many amazing DC pops. We have a Zatanna pop ready, or rumored for ECCC this year, and we've already gotten so many Birds of Prey pops based off the TV show. I needed to elaborate there. It wasn't based off the TV show, it was based off the... obviously, you guys figured that out. But anyway, we've gotten so many pops already, and or rumored already, and I honestly cannot wait. And I feel like the more that the further Funko goes with DC licensing, the closer we are to getting Oracle and Scandal Savage and all the others. So, really crossing my fingers and very much praying and looking forward to that day. But anyway, guys, let me know what your top pops wants for 2020 are, and Remember, guys, it's a community, not a competition. I'll see y'all later. Bye.